Your father, Mr. Bharat Kumar Raut is our hero. He's a hero for all of us. You are a storyteller. You're interested in history. You know this region. You know so much. Never thought of becoming a journalist?
I wouldn't say it was never an option. It's always very fascinating
Correct.
because the type of information and the power that you possess. I mean, the access to information is very large.
Yeah.
But for some random reason, I felt that I should choose a different path.
Right.
And अगर journalism करता तो शायद nepotism वाले चक्कर में फंस जाता.
How did you, was it your interest in history that you chose your first subject?
So my first film that I wanted to make was actually Tanaji.
Okay. Tanaji was the first.
Tanaji is something that kind of prompted me to be director.
What was Ajay Devgn like?
Oh, phenomenal! He's a rock solid man who's I mean he gave me my first Hindi film debut. Not just he agreed to do that, he also backed the film to a great extent and stood with me. So that I will never forget. Nobody can forget.
Right. Then came Adipurush. How did you get Prabhas on board? He's a big star in India.
No, that's a crazy story. I got 3 film offers in that period.
Okay.
And all the 3 offers were in such a way that Prabhas has approved the script or the subject. And if you say yes, the film is on. I had not met Prabhas.
Okay.
I didn't know him. I'd never spoken with him, nothing.
Okay.
I took his number from somebody. Said, I've got 3 offers and all have said that, if you are okay, Prabhas says okay, the film, if you're okay with film happens. I just want to tell you, sir, that I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm not able to do it.
Do it, right.
I'm sorry. I don't want to say no to Prabhas. No,
Correct.
I mean, such a big star. That's not the reason. Right? So it's okay. Like, don't mind. It's okay. I said, sir, if I have something, can I bring to you? So he said, yeah, anytime. So I narrated him something on the phone. So he said, this is very fascinating, but I want to meet you before I say yes.
That's true. Physical
because
story narration.
What is happening? We're all cooped up at home. We don't know what the hell is happening.
I just want to ask you is, what do you want to tell a filmmaker? What is that phase like? What should one do if they get trolled?
It's an extremely tough place to be in because you don't do anything wrong intentionally.
Correct.
Mistakes happen. And, as I've always said that success teaches you a lot, but failure teaches you even more.
Even more.
So the only way that you can come out of it is learn from the mistakes and make sure and pray that they don't happen again.
Welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
I'm glad we are doing this. I've been wanting to do this, never got an opportunity, we never met and coordinated like we have now. I'm so glad we did this.
Thank you so much for having me. Actually, it was very important for me, which I told you before, that I was really looking forward to have a conversation with you.
Right. So right now we have a lot to talk about because I loved your film, Inspector Zende. I'm going to come to that, but I'm going to also go back to understand your filmmaking and you a lot. You are the son of a journalist. So your father, Mr. Bharat Kumar Raut is our hero. He's a hero for all of us. You are a storyteller. You're interested in history. You know this region. You know so much. Never thought of becoming a journalist?
Actually, journalism, I think, is something that is something which is it's extremely deeply rooted as part of the culture because my father became a journalist when I was 16 years old. So that's the only thing that he knew. And as you know, he's a hardcore journalist.
Yes.
And finding the truth, the inquisitive mind, is something that he always, something that he always had in him. And I think somewhere genetically or through his teachings, it has kind of percolated towards me to some extent. To be a journalist is something which was always a very I wouldn't say it was never an option. It's always very fascinating because the type of information and the power that you possess. I mean, the access to information is very large. Correct. I mean, you come to know about things much before the world actually can even think of something like this. So that's access to information, which is very interesting. And second is the responsibility that you have in order to kind of disseminate the information that you have in a right fashion. It's a very, very important job. I mean, you are a journalist yourself. So that is something which is very fascinating. But for some random reason, I felt that I should choose a different path. And I still wanted to tell stories. And I still wanted to be a storyteller. And I chose the medium of fiction. And within that medium of fiction, I felt that my father's teaching has somehow kind of come where I'm trying to do things and tell stories that A, matter to me, B, matter to the nation building activity that we have, and C is a story that I would like to tell. Correct?
Right.
I always feel that unless you have a tremendous urge to tell what you want to tell, you should not say it. I should feel desperate to tell a story. It should bother me inside कि मुझे ये कहानी बतानी ही है कैसे भी करके, मुझे ये लोगों तक पहुंचाना ही है, मुझे ये पर्दे पे लाना ही है. जब वो लगता है, that is when you should actually make a film on it. There are so many stories that are interesting. There are so many things that come to you just with the nature of the job that I have. But unless you actually, unless it pinches you, you can't. And when it pinches you, is this the time that you want to tell the story. So I think I chose that path. And अगर journalism करता तो शायद nepotism वाले चक्कर में फंस जाता.
Right. So chalo, you both are storytellers in different ways. Then obviously comes the thing that, okay, you want to be a filmmaker, where to learn filmmaking? How was that period? Where did you go? What did you
do? It's actually, so I am a filmmaker by design.
Okay.
I don't, I mean, I'm a trained filmmaker. I used to do theatre as a child.
Okay.
When I was in school, I used to, नाटक मंडली थी हमारी, हमारे गुरु विद्या पटवर्धन जी, उनके अंडर मैंने थिएटर बहुत किया. And the reason I was actually sent for a theatre group and a theatre workshop was also quite because my mother always felt that I was a very shy kid. I had I couldn't do a lot of public speaking. I had I was very stage conscious, and I had a fright. So my mother said that why don't I kind of send him to like a theatre group, and then from there probably something can happen, and maybe I can become a better little bit more confident. That's the reason I got into theatre, and I kept working with Guru Vidya Patwardhan ji on theatre groups since I was in school, and Prithvi Theatre, NCPA, Jawahar Bal Bhavan, and I kept on doing the circuit that we all did in Mumbai. And after that, there was an audition that was planned, and all of us auditioned, all the kids, all of us auditioned for that, and it was for a film which was directed by Mr. Ajay Kartik, and I was not the best in that, is what I feel. There were better actors in my group who were much, better at a lot of things than I was. But I got lucky. And Ajay ji selected me to, to that part. And Karamati Court, my first rendezvous with celluloid happened. I was a child actor and it was a lead role. I got that part. So while we were working on that film, I mean, I was working with Ajay ji on it. I felt that being a character, telling kind of वो जो पेश करने में मजा है वो बहुत अच्छी है. It's very interesting. It's nice. But उससे ज़्यादा अधिक मुझे I felt that what was more interesting was somebody who was sitting next to the camera and telling me what to do. I felt that was a very interesting job to take. So I said, I want to tell the stories that I want to tell. Being a medium, actor is a medium, set is a medium, everything is a medium. So being a medium is a very interesting thing. But at the same time, to actually tell the story that you want to tell is something that fascinated me more. So then I decided that I want to be a film director. And I wanted training. And what happened was a film called Jurassic Park released. And I was, I think, in my 10th grade or 11th grade, I can't remember. It was in 10th grade, if I'm not too wrong. And I saw the film and I was completely fascinated with this huge dinosaurs. And, I went to a Marathi medium school, so understanding English was not very easy. I mean, it was, little bit alien to me. So finding those beautiful visuals, and then at that time there was no internet.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
on Star Plus there used to be this behind the scenes show that used to come. So
Correct, yeah.
kept on watching it couple times, and then I used to go to USCIS library to actually see how they must have made this film. So did some research on it and realized that a lot of this is done by computer aided imagery, right? The computer graphics had done a lot of things, which is popularly known as VFX today.
Yeah.
So so the CGI, computer generated imagery, was something which is very strong. So I said, you know what, if I want to be a filmmaker, I should do engineering, because that is the closest education that I can take to tell the stories that I want to tell.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing engineering. And for my master's, which I did bachelor's of engineering and I did master's in arts in filmmaking, I went to the States and I studied Master of Arts in filmmaking. And then rest of the things happen.
Right. Then there comes the question that which should be your first film? What is the closest story to your heart that you should, like, you know, there's choice. जब भी कुछ बनाया नहीं है, there's choice of genre. कुछ भी बना सकते हो. Jurassic Park जैसा कुछ बना सकते हो यहाँ का. How did you? Was it your interest in history that you chose your first subject?
So my first film that I wanted to make was actually Tanaji.
Okay.
Tanaji is something that kind of prompted me to be director.
Okay.
But what had happened was, you know, it was very difficult to build a film like Tanaji at the top. So we started working on two subjects simultaneously, and the other subject was incidentally something which is very close to journalism, was the intellectual debate between Vinayak Damodar Savarkar ji and Lokmanya Tilak ji.
Right.
Lokmanya Tilak ji wanted freedom first and सुधारणा जिसे वो कहते हैं, जो हमारी सोसाइटी की इम्प्रूवमेंट्स है वो हम बाद में करेंगे. आगरकर ऑन द अदर हैंड फेल्ट दैट, नॉट सावरकर, आगरकर, माय बैड, आई एम जस्ट रियलाइजिंग. आगरकर जी ऑन द अदर हैंड फेल्ट दैट Gopal Ganesh, Agarkar ji actually felt on other hand that we should have the Sudharana first and then have the freedom. So that was a battle that these two strong leaders had. So I was trying to make a film on that. And while we were researching on that, I got way more fascinated with Lokmanya Tilakji's journalism and through his stories. And that is when I actually kind of deviated from the Agarkar chapter and stayed with the Tilak chapter, and then went on to do that film.
Wow. And then you came back. Then you came back to Tanaji. Then you thought.
And then once Lokmanya did well,
yes, that
with grace of God, we got some good accolades and good festival rounds and awards and everything. And that is when, by the time we were already working on the script of Tanaji. So that's when I had to, I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Devgn. And that's how Tanaji happened.
Right. But you wanted to stick to historical figures. Where did that come from?
Honestly, stick to historical figure वाला चक्कर तो था नहीं, वो भी ऐसे हो गया है. But there are few things which I like. There are few things that I like to romance history. I like to chat about what had happened. In a very stupid and insipid way, I can say I love to gossip. Correct? I love to tell you that, you know what, Rohit, this is what had happened.
Correct.
What happened, like this exactly happened. I mean, just
you're passionate about that. Yes,
just some time back we had, I told you one story because that is something which is quite exciting me. Right? This is what happened, and then, you know what, and I want to come and tell you that. Now, if I tell you and I see a twinkle in your eyes and I get excited with you possibly liking it a little bit, then I can get all of these guys excited with it. And then if I can get all of you guys excited with that sparkle and with that piece of knowledge that I kind of got from what had happened, now I can excite a lot of people. So then might as well do a film on it and tell everybody.
That's true.
So it's a lovely gossip that I'm doing with everybody.
Right. That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way.
So Barasaheb Thackeray, he was asked a question once that, what is the secret of your oratory? Because he has a oratory which was quite fascinating.
Right.
Correct. His oratory was something which is considered to be very this thing. He had a lot of people say this. He's never. I mean, I am nobody to comment on his oratory, but he had a lot of influence, according to people, was of Acharya Atre and his father प्रबोधनकार ठाकरे. So इनकी ओरेटरी का इनके ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस था, ऐसे लोग कहते हैं. So किसी ने उन्हें पूछा कि आपकी ओरेटरी का सक्सेस क्या है? What is it that how do you have? So he said, who's talking about oratory? वक्तृत्व कहते हैं मराठी में, संस्कृत में भी वक्तृत्व क्या है? ओरेटरी का भाषण कौन दे रहा है? मैं बस वहाँ जाके लोगों के साथ गॉसिप करता हूँ. And now you kind of dissect his speeches. Now you feel that he's actually talking to you, and he's not doing public speaking. He's having a one-on-one conversation with that 1 lakh people who are waiting to hear his speech. Right. So I felt that was a very interesting aspect of telling stories and making cinema. So I just want to go and gossip.
Right. So there was a good film, Nawazuddin played Bal Thackeray. You never thought of tapping into that subject?
बन गई ना अभी,
बन
मतलब अभिजीत पानसे ने बहुत बढ़िया फिल्म
बनाई. बहुत अच्छी फिल्म बनाई. Yeah. Talking about Tanaji was a very well made film. That's why it did how it did. That's why it was received how it was received. What goes into research of a film like Tanaji?
So it's quite extensive. Research goes from what sort of costumes you want to have, to the authenticity of it, to the material of the costume, to the the embroidery on their this thing, to the type of hair pieces that people will wear, because your hairstyle is a little bit different. These boys have like very fancy, that can't happen. So to create that period, to create that world, there is a research that goes on the character side, correct? And it doesn't matter, it could be a smallest of the character, and it could be the largest of the character.
Right.
So there's a lot of research that goes on how to kind of drape a person to kind of look from the period.
Correct.
Then obviously comes is the sets and the world and the physicalities of it, like how. So it's a simple thing, like if you're sitting on a horse, how a saddle should be. Now there's a debate, right? Because the saddles today that we have are very soft and cushioned, and they're quite, they're good, comfortable. Back in the days, there won't be so many saddles. Again, the saddles were of people of a higher rank could afford a saddle, correct?
Everybody could.
The soldiers at a lower rank probably did not have saddles. So you're actually riding on a horse without a saddle. That's not possible because it's difficult to execute. So you have to give a saddle. But then again, that saddle has to be something which is very, which should look like from that period. Time. Let go the fact of how the paint on the wall should be and what should be the color of the costume, and there were not so many colors that we would dye clothes in. I mean, rich people, the Badshahs had different colors, but our Marathas did not have so many colors. So then there are only so many colors that you could actually play with. That's on one side when it comes to the imagery of it. Since we're talking about Tanaji, the entire armory and weaponry is also a huge research.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the type of weapons that a Mughal army will use, within Mughal army, there was, in case of Tanaji, there was a Rajput army and the Pathan army, correct? So they would have different weapons, correct? Within the Marathas, the foot soldiers would have a different weapon. Horse soldier would, like a cavalry, would have a different weapon. Because if you are riding a horse and if you're on a horseback, your weapon has to be long, because from a distance you have to kill somebody, right? So you can't have a small sword. But if you're a foot soldier, you need to have a sword which is little lighter and little shorter, because then it is simpler to wield. If you are a Maratha, your wrist is smaller than a Pathan, correct? So the Maratha weapons were little lighter in size, and they had an arc, correct? So the blade was a little different. But if you're a horse rider, you could have an arc, but it was a longer arc. So there are different types of sword. Now comes a bigger warrior like Tanaji or Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So they had a different type of sword. They had, which is something called as a dhop. Now a dhop is a sword which is a very long blade, and the wrist of the sword is something which is not attached to it. So the blade is there, and the wrist, which is a grip, is actually fitted on top of it. So then it becomes stronger. The balance of the sword is very important, correct? So I mean, I could keep on going talking about it forever. The Mughals had some shares, correct? They had thicker weapons. Maratha weapons were thinner because they were little tinier in size. The Mughals were much larger, bigger, coming from
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
bigger built.
So they're bigger built. So they had bigger, how should I say, bigger, stronger weapons. Not just the swords, their other armory was very different. The cannons were different.
Yeah.
The fighting style was very different. Because if you're a swift, quick Maratha warrior, believes in guerrilla activity, you will fight in a particular faster way. The Mughal will fight in a different way. Now, all of a sudden, these two fighting styles collide with each other. How is it going to happen?
Correct.
Which is going to be,
War,
that's a
right.
thing. Now, Uday was a Rajput warrior who went into the Mughal khema. Correct? वो मुगलों में शामिल हो गया. So then he had a fusion of the Rajput style and the Mughal style.
Oh, so he
So
got
I could
both.
just keep on going
Right.
on and on and on
Where
about
do you,
it.
you know, is there enough in our books, or do you get to meet people and talk to people also?
I think it's a combination of two.
Okay.
And it's also backed by a lot of research that you do yourself. And then you also kind of need to come up with some sort of inferences to kind of extrapolate a fact to kind of figure out that this is what it could mean.
Correct.
So there are logical assumptions that you make.
Right. Fair enough.
Underline the word logical.
Correct.
It can't be just kavi kalpana nahi ho sakti.
Yeah. Right. What was Ajay Devgn like?
Oh, phenomenal! He's a rock solid man who's I mean he gave me my first Hindi film debut.
Right.
I remember the day when I met Sir to narrate the film to Sir, and Sir heard the film, and Sir said that
करते हैं, हाँ.
how are you going to do this? So I said, sir, I'll do this, and that's okay. Who's going to produce this?
Yeah.
So I said, sir, I have just come to you. I very naive this thing, like I don't know how to pay for these things and all. So he said, you find somebody. If nobody comes, I'll produce it.
Wow.
So not just he stood by me. So not just that he agreed to play the lead role for a guy who would, it's a dream.
Correct.
Is coming. Not just he agreed to do that, he also backed the film to a great extent and stood with me. So that I will never forget. Nobody can forget.
Right.
That's always been a very strong thing. He believed in the craft. He believed in what we wanted to make, and is the best producer that one can have.
Wow, that's really true. That your lead actor also tells you, "और कोई नहीं बना तो मैं produce करूँगा." That's very rare.
Yeah, it's a very warm gesture, and obviously then Sir only produced it, and Sir only put everything together.
Right. Then came Adipurush. What did you want to make? You wanted to, Tanaji, you had an idea. What was on your initial thought? Because I remember what time पे COVID भी चल रहा था, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was on your mind? What should be your next film?
So I was actually working on a film which was an action comedy with another actor just before COVID. And we were supposed to be on a recce in the month of April.
Okay.
Everything was done. We were supposed to travel to Europe for recce, and everything was locked. Everything was in place. There was a, actor was on board. Obviously, studio was on board, and COVID hit. So obviously, we could not continue with that film.
So you were shifting from your historic figures to something else.
It's a lovely script. I still have it. God willing, I still intend to make it.
Correct.
It is a very nationalist script.
Okay.
And it's very relevant for today's time.
Arey
Incidentally, it's very relevant for today's time. It talks about iron domes then.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
We'll chat about that later. So, off camera. So we were trying to put that together, and strong historical references in that film also. Even though the film is contemporary, there's a strong backdrop that is happening and everything.
Wow.
So we were trying to work on that, and then unfortunately we couldn't go ahead with it. So then I was sitting and I was trying to do whatever. I mean, the writer came very active at that time within. And I started writing the screenplay for Adipurush. And I wanted to make it in such a way that I wanted to tell a story from our culture, from our history, in a very simplified way for the younger generation.
Okay, correct.
That's how the journey started.
Right. So that was the intention.
That was the intention.
Right.
I wanted to make it consumable for the global audience. It was a story which I said that let me write it in a kids friendly way, and let the global kids get
See it.
access to our culture, and then let's see what happens. So that's how it kind of started.
Correct, correct. Like you said, you went to Ajay Devgn and he immediately agreed. And how did you get Prabhas on board?
Oh, that's a crazy
He's
story.
a
actually.
big star in India.
No,
He's-
that's a
yeah.
crazy story. So what had happened, and I've never said this before, what had happened was after lockdown hit. See, remember Tanaji was still in theater when lockdown had happened.
Correct. Yeah.
Tanaji released in January, March 22nd, the Janta curfew happened, 22nd, 23rd.
Yeah.
Janta curfew happened, and then the lockdown continued after that. So we were still in theater, and the film was still doing good numbers.
Yeah,
I mean, had not been COVID, we would have had a
Done more.
little better, maybe good 8-10 crores we could have
Right.
had. That's okay. So I got 3 film offers in that period.
Okay.
And all the 3 offers were in such a way that Prabhas has approved the script or the subject. And if you say yes, the film is on.
Wow.
And I had not liked anything. So first there was a problem that I can't do somebody else's script.
Correct.
That
You're a
was
writer
that
also,
was a
yeah.
mental block.
Mental block.
Secondly, I was like, यार ये कैसे हो सकता है? मतलब project नहीं करना life में. मतलब I don't want to be that guy. I want to make cinema. I don't want to make project. तो वो एक problem हो गया था. And it was like कि what is this happening? I mean, I'm not even sure what is going to happen with my life. I was just coming out of a hit. There was no success party. There was nothing because we didn't have time.
Lockdown हो गया था.
We had lockdown, so there's nothing. And I was completely in a different state of mind. Fortunately, I was at home with my parents and my wife, so I was kind of in a little bit secured environment, but it was still very taxing. So I said that I had not met Prabhas.
Okay.
I didn't know him. I'd never spoken with him. Nothing.
Okay.
So I took his number from somebody, and I sent him a text message saying, "Sir, I would like to mention to you that." I would like to talk to you or something. And I said, whatever. Said, I've got 3 offers, and all have said that, if you are
agree.
okay, Prabhas has okayed the film. If you're okay with film happens, I just want to tell you, sir, that I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm not able to do it.
Do it, right.
I'm sorry. I don't want to say no to Prabhas. No,
Correct.
I mean, such a big star. That's not the reason, right? I mean, so anybody can misunderstand.
Correct.
Once it happens, okay. Second time, third time, and then it's a problem. So immediately I got a call back from him. He said, "Sir, don't worry." That time we used to call each other sir. Correct. First time speaking. So he said, "Sir, don't worry. It's okay. I understand. You've just come out of a film. It's something that people will keep on saying. They'll tell me that you've approved it. If you okay, then people will keep on building things. So it's okay. Like don't mind. It's okay." He said, "Sir, if I have something, can I bring to you?" So he said, yeah, anytime. Whenever you're ready, just come and talk with me. So I said, okay. Now we're still sitting in lockdown. We're still sitting in, April 1st week, 2nd week, correct? So then I was actually simultaneously writing something for him. And I had him in mind, any which case. So I was still doing that. And I'd said to myself that after I finish the first half, I'll kind of bounce it off with him. If he says no, then I'll not do it. I'll not do it. I'll just, because that's always the thing that ये चाहिए. हमें मराठी में हम कहते हैं खाइन तो तुपाशी नहीं तो रूपाशी. एक तो तू मतलब घी के साथ खाऊंगा नहीं तो मैं भूखा मारूंगा. है ना? You understand Marathi? हाँ. So खाइन तो तुपाशी नहीं तो रूपाशी. So I said वो करूंगा तो इसी के मतलब प्रभास के साथ ही करूंगा. So after some time I sent him a text message, "Sir, I would like to have a conversation with you. It's a good time to call." So then he called, said whatever. So I narrated him something on the phone.
Okay.
So he said, "This is very fascinating, but I want to say yes also, but I want to meet you before I say yes."
That's true. Physical,
because
story narration.
What is happening? We're all cooped up at home. We don't know what the hell is happening. So I said, okay, sir. So he said, I'll come to Mumbai. Remember, this is May. Like lockdown is in motion. We're in May. I remember it was 16th or 17th of May. 17th of May. So I said, sir, it's okay if you come, but if you come to Mumbai, then you'll be stuck for 2 weeks because then there is this curfew, this isolation and everything. So I'll try to come. And that was also impossible to go.
No planes, nothing.
No
Yeah,
planes,
correct,
no commercial flights. Driving was a problem. This, that, and other. So obviously, my wife, to cut the story short, somehow I figured out how to reach Hyderabad. Somehow, in the middle of lockdown, I figured out how to reach Hyderabad, and I told him that just get me picked up from so and so spot. So his person came, picked me up, brought me home
Wow,
to his
that's
house. I narrated him the film.
Okay.
And he really liked it. And then he said, now again the same question, how do we do this?
Yeah, who's producing?
How do we do this? So I said, T-Series is somebody that, I'll first ask Bhushanji
Correct,
for anything. So he said, then talk to him. So I called Bhushanji. And Bhushanji was like, हाँ उमी क्या है सर ऐसे ऐसे हुआ है ऐसे ऐसे हुआ ओके तो बात कर लो से बात हो गई किससे बात हो प्रभास से बात हो अच्छा बात कर ली आपने हाँ कर ली तो अच्छा ठीक है मैं बात करता हूँ उनसे तो मैंने कहा आप बात करोगे अच्छा बात कहाँ हो प्रभास यहाँ पे मतलब नहीं प्रभास यहाँ पे नहीं मैं Hyderabad कैसे पहुंच गए like because he couldn't get out of Andheri. I had reached from Bandra to Hyderabad.
Right.
So I gave him the phone and he said, okay, fine, whatever. Then I came back and then that's how it started.
Right. That film didn't work very well for you. Every filmmaker will have films that will work and some will not work. But what followed was, some, trolling. You went through quite a bit. You are a strong guy. Your father has been a journalist. I'm sure he must. That time trolling was very different. You've seen all this, but you were in mainstream trolling. This was new. I just want to ask you is, what do you want to tell a filmmaker? What is that phase like? What should one do if they get trolled? What would be your advice?
I don't think, to be honest with you, Rohit, I don't think I can have any advice because it's a very tough place to be in. It's an extremely tough place to be in. See, because you don't do anything wrong intentionally.
Correct.
Mistakes happen. And, as I've always said that success teaches you a lot, but failure teaches you even more.
Even more.
So the only way that you can come out of it is learn from the mistakes and make sure and pray that they don't happen again.
Correct. Yeah.
That's the only ray of hope that you can actually hope for.
Right.
I don't know if I have an advice because it's a very, very, very tough place to be in. And the way to survive that, and I use the word very carefully, survive that, because it puts you down, it throws you at the deep end, it emotionally breaks you, and more than you, it breaks your family. It breaks your team members.
Right.
It breaks everybody. Loss of confidence, you come over it. You have to work.
Yeah.
The only way that you can answer is by doing good work.
Yeah. That's the best.
So that's the only way out.
Yeah.
But how does one survive? I'm not sure. I don't know how I survived. Maybe because of the support of the family and my friends and my team members, my close team members, who are here, who are still here.
Yeah.
But I feel the only way you can tackle it is by doing something nice, something better.
Right.
Just try and do something better so that people forgive you for.
Right.
So only thing I'm doing is just trying.
Right. Then I met you at the Netflix office after I watched Inspector Zende, which I told you how much I enjoyed. Your father knew him. Your father, that's where.
So my father, yes, my father was a journalist at that time when Zende sir was at police inspector Agripada police station. So they have had interactions in the past, and Zende sir's. I mean, this is a very popular episode of Zende sir's life. But there are so many things that Zende sir has done, which are very fascinating.
Right.
Extraordinary efforts by this Mumbai police cop. So my father would keep on telling me stories about Inspector Zende. Then, I mean, he'd say Zende. I can't say that. Either Zende ne fir aise kiya, fir Zende did that and this and that and whatever. So I am a Mumbai boy, so I love Mumbai police like all of us do.
True.
We love Mumbai police. It's like part of our system. We all always look up to Mumbai police. So that attraction was always there. And you know, he had said that yaar ye to film ka subject hai.
Oh, he had said.
And then this movie on the villain came, and then I was like, okay, isme to pura ulta hai. Like it's a different
Correct.
way of looking at it. Said one day I'll get a chance, I'll make a film on the real hero, the Mumbai police cop, the super cop. Like I'd make a film on him versus talking about any villain and you know the bad, the dushkarmi logon ke bare mein kyun banao. So that's how it kind of, you know, it was his thing.
Right. So how did you get Chinmay? You didn't want to direct this? Chinmay?
No, I wanted to actually. I wanted to direct this. So this happened much before. So I wanted to direct it. So I called actually Chinmay to... Chinmay I've been part of since my first films in Lokmanya. Chinmay's been involved. So he was an actor in Lokmanya.
Right.
So Chinmay's an old friend, very dear friend. So I called him and I said, hey, you know what, I want to do this film. Can we look at, you know, can you write it? So he said, yeah, I'd love to. And we keep on bouncing things with each other. So then I had written basic stuff. And then I was actually busy with Tanaji shoot and everything. And we had some time. So I said, why don't you come and look at it? So he came in and then I gave him all the research material and everything. And then he kind of wrote few things here and there. And then after he finished the first half, we again regrouped.
Right.
And then when he read it, I was like, dude, ye to, matlab, I would have made a very serious film. Because it's like Interpol,
gangster,
36 murderer, the murders serial, and this and that. And it's like crazy. Like I would have made a very dark serious cop film. And your take is like something else.
Something else,
Like you're looking at the human side of it. So I said, this is no more my film now. So this is something that I can't make. Like this is not what I would have made. So then he said, okay. So I said, do you want to try your hand at direction?
Right.
So he said, yeah. Let's do it.
Nice. Manoj Bajpayee kaise aaya? Was he always the plan?
So honestly speaking, we didn't go to Manoj sir first.
Okay.
Because एक वो रहता है ना कि वो अपने आप में इंस्टीट्यूशन है.
करेक्ट. हाँ.
मनोज जी इतने बड़े हैं.
He's a great actor.
मतलब तो कभी वो ऐसे लगा ही नहीं कि हम मनोज बाजपेयी तक जा पाएंगे. मतलब पता ही नहीं था. And he's also not part of this conventional Bollywood circuit. So he was a little bit, you know. So Manoj ji tak kabhi jane ka, and they were sitting down and we were toying names and you know who could do this and that, etc., etc. We were playing with that, and we said that let's talk to. I honestly don't know whether I prompted Chinmay or Chinmay prompted me that I should call Manoj Bajpayee. But what I remember is the resultant that I messaged Manoj sir from my parking lot in the building, from my residence, which is not too far from here. I messaged him from the parking. I said, sir, I would, you know, like to send you a script or come and narrate. My name is Raut, blah blah. I'm producing this film and Chinmay Mandlekar is directing it. He called back.
Okay.
He said, "Kya kar raha hai ye wo?" And how Manoj sir is. So he asked all the questions, and then he said, "Okay, I am traveling. So send me the script. I'll read and I'll get back to you."
Right.
Now he needed script in Devanagari.
Okay, yeah, to read.
So we actually kind of had some information from before that sir
research कर लिया था.
हाँ, वो उनको देवनागरी में लगती है स्क्रिप्ट और मुझे भी देवनागरी में लिखना अच्छा लगता है एक्चुअली. मतलब एक्शन में इंग्लिश में लिखता हूँ, अंग्रेजी मतलब रोमन में लिखता हूँ, बट डायलॉग्स जो है वो देवनागरी में आओ तो पढ़ने में भी अच्छा लगता है. तो ये फिल्म की स्क्रिप्ट मतलब रोमन में लिखी हुई थी, देवनागरी में नहीं थी. तो फिर उसको तुरंत टाइप करके हमने मनोज सर को भेज दिया. और फिर वो ट्रैवल कर रहे थे तो उनका वहीं से फ़ोन आया, शायद यूएस में थे, वहीं से फ़ोन आया कि पिक्चर स्क्रिप्ट बहुत अच्छी लगी, बहुत मैं हंसा, मैं मुंबई आ रहा हूँ, मुंबई आने के बाद हम तुरंत मिल लेते हैं.
अरे वाह, that's great. Right.
So that's how it started.
Right. You know, I asked you something earlier that, you know, though you make film on, say, a political figure or figures of India, I want to ask you, how have you not gotten corrupted in a way that you don't want to make a propaganda film? It's the easiest thing to go and make noise. You don't do that. Is it your roots? Is it your nature? Is it yourself? How are you not getting attracted to that?
What is a propaganda film? Huh? What is a propaganda film?
One's agenda film. Okay, you know, this is the agenda. I'm going to show only this. I may just this, because this will instigate something, and it's just one-sided. It will show someone in a bad light, it will show someone in a good light. But
यार
You
सिनेमा
just-
वैसे नहीं है ना, सिनेमा वैसे नहीं है ना,
cinema वैसा नहीं है.
cinema is not that na. It's that, as I said, unless you want to tell the story desperately that you cannot tell. See, Coppola always said before he made Godfather, he said to himself, every morning he said it to himself, that first be truthful, then interested. So, इंटरेस्ट तो बाद में आता है ना यार. सिनेमा मेरे लिए मेरी सरस्वती है, मेरी विद्या है, करेक्ट. I will always be truthful first.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, I can be wrong. I can have,
Yeah.
I can commit mistakes, but I will not be truthful.
Correct. Yeah. That's
I cannot be interested. I will be interested later.
Right.
But first, I have to be truthful.
Right.
What supersedes is the truth.
Truth. Yeah.
The approach. If the approach is correct, my truthfulness is there, and then other things
right.
can fall in place. अगर वही नहीं हुआ तो फिर मतलब मेरे से नहीं हो, मतलब I don't know how, I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know how else to put it.
Right. You know, interesting that you say this, because just I interviewed Manoj was separately also last week, and he said something very interesting. He said, I said, your advice to a young filmmaker, you know, because we need younger filmmakers also. He said, एक बात याद रखना कि आप आए क्यों यहाँ पर, why did आप मुंबई आए क्यों? So that's exactly comes to that only. Go back to your,
क्यों?
You know, why you wanted to tell this story.
Why have you come here? It's very, very important. Here, as in not physically here.
Yeah,
what is
place.
My existence
Correct.
here? My existence here is to do something.
Yeah.
कुछ कर्म करने के लिए मैं आया हूँ ना. तो वही सब कुछ है. वर्क इज वर्शिप ऐसे ही नहीं बोलते ना.
True.
So वहाँ पे लफड़ा ही नहीं कर सकते.
Then Kalam will be next. I was watching your, you know, at the Indian Pavilion, you all launched the poster. That's when I was watching it. One of the most interesting subjects of India, again, that cuts across age groups, religion, and everyone. This one figure, Mr. Kalam. What do you want? I know we can't get into detail about it.
I can't.
We can't.
Off camera, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Right. But what do you want to tell people? Why you're making this?
Why के reasons बहुत ज़्यादा है. सबसे पहला reason बता. When I was in college, I read his book, Wings of Fire.
Wings of Fire.
And that book changed my approach towards looking at everything. I was a different kid before I read that book, and after I read that book, I realized कि यार ये तो अलग ही approach है life को देखने का. And
scientific approach.
Scientific, spiritual, extremely logical.
Logical, yeah.
And extremely humble. वो पढ़ के अपने आप में जो the changes that you see within you, just the way you can tackle your life. I sometimes say this, that tomorrow is the first day of rest of my life. I can start tomorrow.
Yeah, so true. Yeah.
मुझे ना सैक्सोफोन सीखना था, बचपन में नहीं सीख पाया, तो वो अभी नहीं कर पाऊंगा. क्यों नहीं कर पाएगा भाई? कल तो पहला दिन है ना, कल से शुरू करते हैं ना. I can start tomorrow. I feel that the things that he has, the way that he has approached his life and the vision that he has for our nation, or rather he kind of envisaged what it is. सब लोग बोलते हैं मिसाइल मैन. मिसाइल बोलो तो बम मारने का, you know, destruction, violence. He did missile for peace. इनका थॉट बहुत सिंपल था कि जब तक मैं स्ट्रांग नहीं होता, मेरे को दूसरा कोई रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करेगा, और अगर मेरे को कोई रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करेगा तो मेरे पास पीस नहीं आएगा. सो फॉर मी टू हैव पीस इन माय कंट्री, फर्स्ट आई हैव टू बी स्ट्रांग and I need to have my own missile.
Wow, what a thought. Yeah.
It's a different way of you say missile man, rocket bomb, destruction, violence. No, it's for peace.
Correct. Yeah.
Now this is a very different way of looking
at life. Yeah, very different approach.
I can go on.
Yeah.
I mean, currently I'm working on the film, so I can
Correct.
keep yapping about it.
From that poster only, we know that Dhanush is in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So, but when will this come and all?
So we intend to go on floor. We're still in script.
Correct. Yeah.
So
you're still
next year we'll
Right.
God willing, we'll
And being yourself, are you working on something else also, or right now this is
there is something, but I can't talk because it's not
right?
it's not announced.
Right.
But there's always two level things that I personally believe in.
Right.
Is plan A and plan B.
Right.
So then you kind of do a fader situation, like एक fade in करते हुए दूसरे को fade out करो,
Right.
and then
Right.
go on with that.
Right.
So
Great.
So that's all.
There's so much to learn from you. You know,
being
even
kind.
your filmmaking, the way you approach things. You know, like you said, we all will go wrong and right, but you know, our focus is there. Ki our work should speak. So that's something amazing to learn from you. So can't wait to watch your next one.
Thank you so much.
much.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
me. So
you so
really, really, I was looking forward to have a conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.